Hello my lovelies, Sophia here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then welcome my lovelies. Today's video is going to be a channeled message from the very famous George Michael. Now I know that George has been passed into spirit since Christmas Day, I think it was 2016. The reason I am doing a channeled message from him is because here in the UK there is going to be I think it is Channel 4 doing a documentary about, it's called Outed. Okay, I know it's coming up over the next couple of days or weeks here, where he was found public indecency in the toilets. Now, all I know from it personally, all I know about George personally is that he was in Wham. He then was very famous as a solo artist. That I do remember the incident that that the program's going to be about, and that he then brought out a song Outside or something, Let's Go Outside or something. But I have read, and obviously that he passed away on Christmas Day 2016. Now, the reason I'm doing George is because I was watching the telly and the adverts came on advertising the programme that is coming up, unless it's already been on. And he came through to me saying, interesting was what I heard, and do me next. I wasn't going to, but then I was doing a live tarot reading session, and somebody in there, one of my regulars, said, oh, I've been listening to the song Faith by George Michael, then an advert for some perfume, and a female singer was singing Freedom. And then one of my other regulars, beautiful ladies, said, oh, that's my cousin. So, and then this morning I switched the radio on and there was one of his Wham songs on. So it's like, okay, I give in. You're bombarding me with all this, do me, do me, do me. So I have no idea what is going to come through. I don't even know what to ask him because, like I say, my knowledge of him is limited, other than he was Wham and George Michael, obviously. Why he wants to come through now, I don't know, but there's obviously something perhaps that comes out in the programme or is related to the programme, or he wants to speak about it. I don't know. Now, somebody did comments saying, why don't spirit come through clearer, or I don't know if you've listened to spirit box messages of any celebrity or person. It's very bitty. It's either one word, a couple of words. It's not like they're having an interview. It doesn't flow. Okay, so when I personally connect to spirit, like I say, I use the cards as pictures for you, for them to speak. It's a bit like doing a cryptic crossword. They're giving me that feeling, the energy, pictures. Sometimes I do hear bits of words like on a spirit box. Okay, so it never really flows. Wouldn't it be lovely if we could just sit down and have a normal conversation? It's very bitty because although they are energy, it takes a lot of energy for them to either manifest or into where we can see them. You see those orbs, or else just sort of their voice that's coming through. So it's more sort of a feeling and the pictures that they will bring the energy through on, rather than yada, yada, yada. Okay, so I just want to clear that up as well. I am going to leave the comments on for this one. He wants the comments left on. Obviously, I will be monitoring them. So if there is anything that is disrespectful or we're all entitled to our opinions, but he's happy for the comments to be left on this one. George, you're leaving it wide open, my lovely. So without further ado, just to remind you that all readings are for entertainment purposes only. It is only what I'm being given as well. Also, lots of you have been booking me for either spirit messages from your beautiful loved ones who have passed into spirit, and thank you for allowing me to do that for you, and also pets. somebody's horse even the other day, and that reading was amazing. I really enjoyed that reading, and so did the client who had it. So don't think it's just cats and dogs. You know, it is any pet. I've had parrots, I've had the horse, I've had a snake. You know, whoever you have lost in spirit world and you want a message from them, there's details in the description box below. Also, you know, just love readings as well, general readings, past life readings, they're all in the description box below. And I am also a life coach. I do personal mentoring if you are feeling stuck in your life and you're wanting that dream job or more money or the relationship that you want, whatever, check out the description box below. So George, let's come into George. God knows what we're going to get through here. Let's have a look. Okay, the first thing he's saying is that he's been waiting for me, because I have been pushing him to the back of my mind. I have been pushing him away, bless him. And it's a pleasure to work with you and to speak to you as well. So let's carry on. Oh, he's saying thank you to all of you. I don't know if this is going to be many people's interest, but he wants me to put this message out, whatever it's going to be. So even if it's just one of you listens to it, then hopefully it helps you. He's saying thank you to all of you who have supported his work. It gave him great pleasure being an artist to bring his talents to the world, he's saying here. He is saying here that he appreciates all the emotional outpouring around the time of his passing. And for those of you who still miss him and his work, he's saying here, because obviously there were, he's saying, not just the my listeners, you know, listeners to my music, people who enjoyed my music, but the people who I worked with in the music industry as well. And he feels that he let us down in a way, because he could have gone on longer to produce more music for his fans and to work with people who miss him. But he, in hindsight, in spirit, he is saying, I sort of, in a way, disappointed my fans and the people I work with and my, close ones to me, but also felt like he'd let himself down. If he could come back and do it again, he's saying, I wouldn't have taken that route, but he's saying we can all say that in hindsight. So, yeah, we could, things that have been revealed since his passing that he feels sort of, okay, he's saying, if I was here in the physical world hearing that, I would be embarrassed and feel like I've disappointed people, let people down. But things he's sort of been revealed on the other side in spirit about his sort of life, that he was a revelation, he's saying. But again, he's thanking his listeners. He keeps saying listeners for some reason, but, fans, us who listen to his music, those who follow him, for your loyalty, he's saying, for your loyalty here. So, okay, George, let's go to something. Is there anything you want to say about the program outed that's coming on? I feel a bit apprehensive asking you this because it's personal, but it was splashed all over the media and it's coming out again, and you did have a song sort of mocking it, if you like. I did like that song, actually. Okay, he's saying it's okay. Okay. The message he's given me here is that he supports the program, but don't believe everything you hear. He's saying. So he's not against the program that's coming out, that outed one, but don't believe everything you hear. Okay, so why? Okay, what's creative about it then? What is beneficial about it? In what context? Okay, I'm getting two things. For his own pride, for his own character, but also to protect another man as well. But he's not saying who that man is. I don't feel it's the person he was particularly involved with, that the incident happened with. I feel it is somebody who he was close to. It's money, he's bringing in the money here. It's money. The program is for money. Profit. He's just said profit. Okay, remember I said at the beginning, it's a bit like, I hear odd words and the pictures are giving me the story, like a movie, if you get what I mean. So, when you say, George, about not believing everything that's in the program, I mean, obviously they've researched it and that. What more do you have to say on that? There's some things that he would have liked to have still been left alone. And I probably won't have the chance to see the program myself, to be honest. I'm usually busy in the evenings doing readings or doing mentoring, coaching people, especially if they're in America, USA, because because of the time difference. Okay, so there's something that he would have kept quiet about it. I don't know a lot about it myself, so I can only bring through what he's saying here. Just that he was arrested for indecency in a public toilets. And then, like I say, the next thing I heard about it was the song that came out, Let's Go Outside, was outside, wasn't it? So... Okay, a female around here as well. For a female, he's saying. So what about this female then? You're not bringing me anything more through. Okay, so feeling frustrated because of the because of the material gain, the financial gain, and not the truth on his true feelings. Okay, but there's a woman here as well. And I feel like it could be two energies, female energies. One I feel is because of, the things that we don't want our mothers to know, but I feel, his mother is not with us anyway. Or I really don't know. Is your mum still with us? He's just saying sunshine, so I don't have my phone in here either. Anyway, I get the feeling she is in spirit, but he's just saying sunshine there. So a feeling of things again, going back in with hindsight, isn't hindsight a wonderful thing? He's saying, having my time again, I would not have done it like that. The incident would have been, wouldn't have happened. And I'm sure that some of you are very up to date on what happened with it, more so than I, so I expect there'll be some comments left. But the feeling he's given me about this incident is, yes, it made him money with the song, the hit afterwards, but also the one that's coming out is more money based, then again, he's just saying, believe, don't believe everything you hear in that. Perhaps there's a woman who's interviewed in it as well, because he's given me like that mother energy, but also another woman's energy. Perhaps there's somebody in the interview. There's a man he was wanting to protect now, but I don't feel it's the person that was involved in the incident. It's a different man who he had a lot of feelings for and was very close to, but also this female energy and things that he would have preferred not to have come out, but are. And bring in some different, some of these. What's that? A female again. So is it a female who is talking about you in the program, or right, let's go with that first. Is it a female that is talking about you in the program? Serious. Official person. He's drawing me to the twos, 2, 2 and 2, 2, 2. So whether it's 2, 2, as in the number 2, the thoughts of this person or how it's going to affect them. Okay, he's not really bringing me much more on this female, so he's telling me to move on. So the overall energy then of this, bringing through these as well, is about the program. You obviously came through to me, George, when I saw the advert for the program. So what overall message are you wanting to get across about that? Okay, yes, I know. Okay, you know how I said that spirit will, if you're listening, like I say, if you've ever listened to spirit box interviews, the person who is trying to get the spirit to talk through the spirit box is asking the same question over and over, and random things are coming through. And he's saying, his house and his health here, at home, and my health here. Yeah, robbed before his time, but it was a journey. But he was just caught in his own mental prison, his own thoughts, and his fans as well, and the despair here of how he was seen as an idol. But his own life, his personal thoughts in his head were this despair. He's drawing me to this sign that says not hiring. So, work may have tailored off. I just get that, it was hard work. I just wanted to bring this message through that I'm a changed. If now I'm older and wiser, if I'd have been younger, I would have taken I wouldn't have handled things the way I did. I worried a lot. I was concerned about a mother or a female energy as well. I know he was, he worked with several women as well, didn't he? Singers, did collaborations with some female artists. He's bringing me through that feeling as well. Just the overall sense of his energy is thanking his fans and his supporters and his followers and listeners for supporting his work, enjoying the work he's done, but with his own personal thoughts and feelings and what sort of, mental prison he was stuck in. It's almost like he feels embarrassed for it. He keeps saying, I could have gone on longer, I could have made more music, I could have you know, again, the could haves, ifs, whys, buts, maybes sort of thing. And he is apologizing for that. It's a very apologetic. I feel like let a lot of people down. I let myself down as well. If I could go back, I would do things differently. Whether it's because the female energy coming through is because, you know, he worked with a lot of female artists, but there were, you know, people who liked to mother him as well, and he feels he's let them down as well. So let's move into these, and Georgia, and let's come into these before we round this off. Again, the work, and we started with that card here. Okay, the work he did, but this is appreciating his music, okay, and the work that he did. But this is him saying again, it was hard work, that toil and labor. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a big shoulder of responsibility for the work being produced, to write songs, to what's that one? Yeah, sometimes in his thoughts he just wanted to get away. Just very much in his thoughts, very much in his head towards his passing, you know, over those, not just right before, but leading up to that, where he could have given more, but he got caught up in his own self-sabotaging, if you like. And then it seemed to move quickly from there. It was a slippery slope. Again, female energy here. Lots of female energy here. And again, with that sort of beliefs, it's as though he's saying to me, the things I believed in and my faith, I sort of did the opposite. I went against it. I went against everything I believed in earlier, and you know, it was quick. Again, that quick movement, that it was sudden. It was, once he got into that, he couldn't get out of it, he's saying, in his head, okay, in his thoughts. So again, apologizing for the you know, he's learned a lot since, and again, if he could go back and learn again, he would have done things differently. Okay, not different music. He's saying, I enjoyed the music I did. Don't get me wrong on that. I wouldn't have changed the music. But I wouldn't have handled things the way I did. Anything on these, George? Yes, looking at... Again, although he was dwelling on the spilt cups, the emotions that were all over the place, and not the loving energy here, he's what he's bringing through here is not only for himself, that he was so focused on the things sort of going wrong, the things, all the ifs, whys, buts, maybes, okay, and not on the things he loved or the people he loved, and the fans that loved him and the people who loved him. A lot of, not regret, because like he says, he doesn't regret the music he did, he doesn't regret the fame he had, but he does feel he's let down his friends and family, or, you know, just close people he worked with and fans, because he could have done so much more instead of just going into that sort of mental prison and shutting down. Again, that Hierophant, we've had that 3 times because of his beliefs and that, but he has healed now. He can see things differently. But, you know, he loved his music, he loved his life, if you get what I mean. He loved his fans, his followers, listeners. But again, you know, it was a sudden ending. He just was spiraling, just this self-sabotaging moment where he was just felt out of control. And it was quick, but it was his decision because he was just trapped in this mental prison in his thoughts. He could have moved on, he could have turned his back on it and got help through it or pushed through it harder, but he just felt stuck. Okay, stuck. And in that paralysis of not being able to get back up on top, however much he wanted to, he just couldn't. Okay. So surrounding your passing then, I know that you're saying it was sort of not quite how you would have wanted things to have been remembered for that way or whatever, but what else do you want to say about that, my lovely? Attachment, yes, a lot of attachment to things that, with all this sort of gloominess around it, attached to the bad things rather than, like, you know, he's drawing me to this mask. It was like I was wearing a false mask in front of people. I wasn't, we never know what is actually going on in somebody's mind. You could be in a room full of people and be the loneliest one there. It was a brave face he put on a lot of the times to cover what he was actually thinking and feeling here. Yeah, because of the hostile sort of hostilities around him. It was, you know, anybody knows that showbiz is a, what do they say? Cutthroat business. Yeah, that anxiety again, that worry and concern, you know, like this one here. That worry, and so he wasn't in a good place mentally and emotionally, but looking back since his passing, he could have done something about it and gone on to produce more music. Okay. But he loves you all. Okay, he's telling you he loves you all his followers, all the people who have, who he's inspired, all the people, you know, and with this one as well, with the door to romance open, he's saying he touched a lot of hearts, and he knows that a lot of his songs were very romance songs, like he's saying Careless Whisper, I Knew You Were Waiting, what other one are you bringing through? The romance, the joy, he's just saying. He knows he's touched a lot of people's personal lives, whether it's been songs played at weddings or involved in people's becoming a couple. Just a lot of, again, I'm starting to well up here. A lot of emotion of the joy that he has brought into people's lives. But again, this very apologetic, apologizing to us when he doesn't have to. You know, he doesn't have to apologize for whatever was going on in his thoughts or his emotions. But that feeling like, you know, I've touched so many hearts and people who were there, but I feel like I let you down because of what my anxiety and sort of what was in my head. But now he's feeling more balanced. Okay. Here, two sort of stories. The balance card, feeling more balanced and at peace now, but also this yin and yang, the differences, you know, from when I was in the physical to being in the spiritual here. Okay, let's just end with something here, George. It was an emotional journey. It was an emotional journey. Yes, it was. Okay, he's again saying that there are about this is like coming in from outside, so he's saying he's drawing me to the outed program again. Don't believe everything that you hear in it. So there must be something in it. It's not a true reflection of what I was going through in my private life, and it will stay as a mystery, a puzzle. Okay, but again, it's for money. What's going to be revealed is for the money side of things as well. It's more sort of the financial side of this program than what he was going through in his feelings and thoughts. Because again, he's saying nobody knows what really goes on in your thoughts and feelings. What else, George? Because I feel that you're not quite going yet. Okay. Right, let's have a few of these. Again, his passing was sudden. He knew his health was deteriorating, but he wasn't expecting to go then. The news as well, sudden news. There's perhaps some other news is going to come out as well. Some other news. What other? No. He's just saying no. He's saying I'm bringing them out because of going up to spirit and the news that it left behind of his passing. But he just wants to finish saying he loves you all, and also he is with somebody, with loving people around him there. Okay, in spirit. Okay, he wants to leave it there, but he is wanting mainly this message to come through saying sorry for leaving you all. And he's explained why, because of his thoughts, his emotions at the time. Okay, George, I will leave that with you, my lovely. Thank you for coming through. Again, take what you will from this. Leave the rest behind. I wasn't sure what I was going to get through. I didn't know why he wanted to come through, but it's more an apology, and more of I could have gone on to do more and brought more to people. But he knows he touched a lot of people's hearts in their lives, in our lives as well. Excuse the dog in the background. Right, I will leave this with you, love and light.